So today, 5 years ago, in the year 2016, Kung Fu Panda 3 was released in UK and Irish cinemas, and in some other countries as well. And may I say, that poster is gorgeous. That is one gorgeous poster. It really gives me that How to Train Your Dragon 2 vibe. Happy 5th anniversary to Kung Fu Panda 3. I can't believe it's been 5 years since this movie came out. Because it really is a hard thing to believe, because 5 years ago Kung Fu Panda 2 was 5 years ago. And now Kung Fu Panda 2 is going to be 10 years old. So that's a hard thing to believe. Kung Fu Panda 3, I absolutely loved this movie when I first saw it, and I still love it to this day. However, on a lot of thinking about it, and after a few rewatches, I've come to the conclusion that I don't think Kung Fu Panda 3 is as great as it could be. Even back then when I first saw it, I was a little disappointed that some things I wanted to happen didn't make it into the final cut. So, let's talk about the things the movie does do well. The animation, for starters, is just gorgeous beyond belief. The detail, the colours, the backgrounds, the locations, character movements, the spirit realm, the panda village. Oh my god, this is one beautiful looking movie. The soundtrack by Hans Zimmer is still really great. Kai's theme song kicks ass. And while the movie is slightly more comedic than the first two movies, and yeah, there was that joke that just wasn't needed in one emotional moment.
Dad, you don't have to worry about losing me ever again. Let me get some of that!
Yeah, that was the wrong place to put in a joke. But for the most part, the film still balances heart, emotional moments, drama, and action and humour like the other two movies did. It may be slightly more comedic than the second one and the first movie, but it still has the family film balance. So, why do I think this movie isn't as good as it could be? Well, let's dive into it. Kung Fu Panda 2 ended on a cliffhanger with the reveal of Po's real father, Li Shan, is still alive.
My son is alive.
And we do see Po reunite with his father and reunite with the other pandas, so for the most part, it does do a decent job of picking up where the second one left off. But the biggest problem is how it neglects Shen's massacre. Oh boy. This is such a huge plot hole for me. How did the pandas survive? Okay, sure, we know they probably ran away, but how did they escape? They really should have explained how the pandas survived. It's a big plot hole, and it should have been explained. I think there could have been an emotional moment with Po and Lee where he talks about how they survived Shen's attack, and how badly Lee was damaged with the death of his wife and son for 20 years. It would make a powerful moment talking about grief, and I think it would have been a really powerful character development for Lee. While I love the world building of the panda village, it's a secret village where the pandas can live in peace and harmony and have a lot of fun. Fun, huh? Damn, I really wish this scene was in, because I would have loved to have seen the panda swim just for some nice expansion on the panda village. Although one thing that annoys me is how Po doesn't even bother to tell Lee that Shen is defeated after Lee had said this to Mr. Ping.
Oh, yes, about that. We can't share the location of the village with others. So...
I mean, Po has literally defeated the evil peacock that is responsible for the death of many pandas. Po should have told his dad that Shen is gone, and that the panda village doesn't have to be a secret anymore. It would make for some nice character transition from the second and third movie, since in 2, Po found out that the pandas were killed, and in 3, he finds out that some of the pandas had survived. Let me use How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 3 for example. In How to Train Your Dragon 2, Hiccup's dad had been killed off, and it had pushed Hiccup to take on the role of chief, and in the third movie, Hiccup is now trying to make the best decisions for not just his tribe, but also for his best friend, which leads to him letting go of the dragons for the greater good. Oh yeah, and unlike Kung Fu Panda 3, How to Train Your Dragon 3 at least mentioned the name of the previous villain.
A year since Drago's defeat.
Kung Fu Panda 3 should have had a moment with Po asking his dad more about the massacre and how he grieved over the death of his wife and son. It just makes for some nice continuity between the two movies. So I think they should have talked more about the attack on the original panda village and how the pandas survived. What else do I think should have been done? This is one I bring up quite a lot, And yeah, killing off Master Shifu.
Are you kidding me?
I just think it would have really set the stakes for the third movie and gives Poe some really good character development. Yes, Kai takes the chi of Kung Fu warriors, but why not have a moment where Kai is about to take a Kung Fu master's chi and Shifu sacrifices himself to save that warrior, but Shifu gets killed by accident in the process? It would have made for some really good emotional moments and really motivates Poe to become the teacher and leaves the door open for a fourth movie. And do I think after 5 years we're still gonna get a fourth movie? At this point, I honestly don't know. I feel had the movie had more callbacks to the second one about the massacre, flesh out Lee's character a little more, talking more about how he was damaged after Shen's genocide. I just think it would have made for a better continuation of the second film. So in my eyes, still an excellent movie. It's still one of my favorite films. But now, I don't think it's quite as great as it could be. But it's still a good movie for the most part. As for my ratings on it, I feel from my bias score, like as a fan, my personal rating would be a 10. But if I had to look at it through a non-biased perspective, a little more professionally, I would give Kung Fu Panda 3 an 8 out of 10. Happy 5th anniversary to this film. Yes, I can't believe it's been that long since it came out. What do you think of Kung Fu Panda 3? Let me know in the comments which of the Kung Fu Panda movies is your favourite. For me, the second one is the best one. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. See you guys next time. Skadoosh everyone, and take care.